All right. Well, Panos, I can say your last name easier than your first. It's really nice to meet you. Um, you have a
Hello,
couple of the
Dale.
partners.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, a
Thank you
couple
for
of the
having me on your
partners.
show.
Are you in Greece?
Yes, I'm in Greece. I'm
Okay.
in Lesbos, Mytilene.
Oh, okay. So, I saw a tweet and it attracted me. I really appreciate you accepting and granting an interview. You want to tell us a little bit about your journey and how you ended up being a Gann man, Panos? Huh?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. First of all, again, thanks. And it's a pleasure and honor to be with you all here. You have invited some of the best names in the industry. My journey started in 1998. I was a university student then. And the
Okay.
Greek stock market was in a huge bull run. Everyone was literally buying stocks. I managed to make a nice profit, but unfortunately, I saw some of my good friends lose all their money in the market. Uh, I felt quite sorry that I didn't have the knowledge to help them. So this triggered my journey, and I wanted to learn how this game is played correctly to make money for
Right.
myself and for others, help other people, basically. A key turning point was in 2014. I saw a YouTube video where a well-known pro gold cycles analyst said that gold will start its bull market next week. And I checked his blog, and all his calls were 100% accurate. And I said, wow, this is it. I told it to my friend. He bought gold, but unfortunately, on that day, gold collapsed. I was so disappointed. So I started studying cycles. And one night, 4 a.m., I just heard a voice in my head that said, check this. I jumped off my bed. I opened my computer. I don't remember what I typed, but this started my journey with cycles and psychogeometry. In 2020, I decided to move to a Greek island, dedicate my time on what I love to do, and that's studying the markets and being in the nature. During the
Okay.
past 5 years, I've spent most of my time on trading psychology, understand how the market, how the mind works.
We're our own worst enemies, aren't we, buddy?
Yeah,
And when we have to learn to do the opposite of human nature as a
yeah,
trader. It's a new paradigm, right?
yeah, indeed. Actually, we trade our beliefs, I think.
Yeah,
That's why
we
everyone
do.
sees a different story at the end.
Yeah, and have different problems. A lot of it with the paradigm that you had as a kid. You know,
Yeah,
you're
and you
even your
know,
child.
Dale, sorry to interrupt you.
That's
You can
fine.
be a great analyst, even the best or the best cycles analyst, but if you're mentally weak, uh, you're not
Y-
gonna make it. It's much better to have a better risk management approach and a solid mindset and just flip a coin.
Yeah. So, did you have any important teachers or mentors or what you studied that helped you make a breakthrough? Or are you more self-taught?
I'm mainly influenced by W.D. Gann's work.
Okay.
And in the early years, prior to 2010, I was frequently reading Martin Armstrong's blog,
Okay.
and I was excited about the idea of reading a naked chart. I met him in 2015 when he came to give a presentation to Greece, and I had a quick chat with him and asked him. I told him basically I'm doing this and that. He didn't say anything. He just smiled and nodded, and that's how I continued.
Okay. I remember back then because I'd interviewed Martin a few times, and this was during the debt crisis in Greece, and he was advising the Greek government to ditch the euro. Do you remember that?
Yeah, absolutely.
He said guys would have been better off with the drachma again. And Greece is doing the best in Europe right now. So maybe it's a good thing you didn't ditch the euro.
Well, that's a
Anyway,
controversial discussion. I think it
yeah,
was a mistake that we joined, but it's not the fault of the euro. It's what our politicians have done. I mean, we are
yeah,
spending reckless money, so it didn't
yeah,
matter even if we had
yeah.
the dollar.
Okay, so I'm fascinated by Gann. Time is more important than price. He was a legend, and it's very difficult discipline to learn. It's very esoteric. So tell us, we're just starting the year 2025. What are some of the important turning points for Gann this year? I know he pays attention to eclipses and planetary oppositions and the change of seasons, because I'm
Yeah,
thinking, so where are you at on the market, like
I'm
S&Ps?
mostly influenced by late Gann's work, not the early. So I don't use
Okay.
angles and
Okay.
astrology, all that stuff. I can share something if you like.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
did.
go ahead. Go ahead. It's at the bottom,
Um,
the share
okay,
screen.
I don't see the share button.
Oh, probably do I have no one's sharing the screen, so if you just move your cursor underneath the bottom of the screen, you'll see different icons come up. You'll see share, raise hand.
I see raise hand. Oh, share. Yep,
Uh,
got it.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Can you see
Coming up.
it?
It's coming up. Not yet. There we go.
Dale,
There
can you
you
see my screen?
got it. The Dow Jones price cycles,
Yeah,
Panos. Got
what
it.
I did, because as you know already, we had 2 consecutive years with very strong returns.
Yes.
And because I have more data with the Dow Jones compared to the S&P, I went back and studied since 1900 to 225, so the past 125 years. And I used two criteria. When did we have two back-to-back double positive years?
Mhm.
And prior to that, we had a negative year, because this is what we're facing now, right?
Right.
So I found 8 cases. And what's the average here is that according to this study, I'm not saying this is going to happen, of course, okay? The max, if history repeats for the down, we could see max 48,000 to 52 and minimum 38,000. And these numbers I derived using the performance of the third year. In our case, that's 225. So I compared it with last year's closing.
Okay.
I want to show you also something more now. I'll move to time cycles.
All right.
Okay. Now this is Gann. This is
I'm
the
still
Dow
okay.
Jones on a weekly chart
Got you.
from 2020 to today, what we have.
Yes.
And I have overlaid some cycles here that I use. And you can see, of course, there have been many minor movements and noise, but if we look at the big picture and the broader trend, we are literally following these cycles. I mean, look at this: dip, rise, top here, decline, and this is perfectly matching this movement here, right? Another rise, a decline, and now we're at the most strongest phase. Now, if history repeats, these cycles, all of them top in late 2025.
Okay.
So
The
I
fall.
suspect that this rally, we're going to see a major top in the last quarter of 2025. These cycles also suggest that potentially there is a great buying opportunity coming in summer. You can see here.
Okay, so you think it's in that far out in July? Because I've seen some other cycles due in May, but this is
It's
based upon your
possible.
work. Yeah.
It's possible. I'm going to, in the following days, because it's still the start of the year, it's work in progress.
Yes.
I will try to narrow it down, and I'm happy to share with you what I found.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to have you back.
Oh,
Okay,
thank
so
you.
all right, so that's a Dow. Or do you track other instruments?
Of course.
Oh, you do. I've been down your stream. You track gold, and so where are you at in gold?
Okay, gold. I think on gold, we may see a high here. Gold needs to move aggressively above the 2,700 and
Yeah.
2,870, 880.
Right.
If it managed to do so, and let's say we see some form of consolidation there, then okay, that's a signal. We're going to penetrate 3,000 and move much higher. But silver is not following, and I also have a key turning point here, 28th of January to the 4th of February. So we may see a short-term high or a pause here.
Okay.
I'm watching that. If it doesn't, silver will follow. If it does pull back, then we can see also silver test that 26, 27 level finally.
Okay. We sound like you sound like me. I've been waiting for those levels too.
Okay, but long term, much higher, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to
Also,
show you something about the year.
ahead.
I want to show you one more slide if you want with
Sure, go
gold.
ahead. I love your work.
Uh,
I love Gann work.
oh, thanks. Actually, in February, I made a post in the first week where I said that there was a professional distribution at the 207. This is an old chart. I'm just showing you to explain this is what the market did in the past. So if it do this, we can expect that. This is what gold did prior to 2020. These are highly sensitive areas. This is where big money is participating. And you can see how the market has been bouncing off all these areas. This is real support and resistance. Now, what did we have here in 2019? There was a distribution, price consolidated and moved aggressively. So this kicked off the bull market, really, the aggressive phase. We had the same here in 2020. And this is why I said in February, we have another distribution here. And you can see also how the market bottomed and peaked before in similar areas. We had another distribution, market consolidated for many weeks.
Yes.
Took out this high, and I said, okay, this is it. This is going to explode. And this is exactly what we saw. I want to show you one more slide on gold. I don't think I've shared this before, but okay. This is big picture gold cycles.
Okay.
But all these cycles are connected to what we are seeing today. 1980, major high.
I was in the business.
I'm sure you did. And
yeah.
In 2011, we had the all-time high.
Yeah.
I'm using TradingView chart, of course, but the prices that I've labeled on the chart are not from TradingView. I'm using the December continuous contract. And pay attention here. From the all-time low in 1935, the market advanced $872 to the all-time high. So this is a massive, very important price cycle. And what did we have? From the 1980 major high, market had moved 870 weeks exactly. This came to the second low. I'll explain that later. And when gold made the high in 2011, you can see that it was 1,047 days from the 2008 low. Later, the market made its final low in 2015. At what price? 1,047. So what do we see? Time becomes price.
Right.
Price and time are interchangeable. These cycles, geometric fractions or derivatives, constantly repeat. And these are very important cycles. I'm not talking about 8-year cycles. These cycles are in control here.
Okay.
Um,
So, and the cycle high you do anytime between now and sometime next week is
that's a minor.
minor cycle.
That's a minor.
Okay.
That's
So
minor.
what I'm thinking, and I'd
And
like
this
your
is
thoughts.
2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
So really, when you think about it, there wasn't much differentiation between the general trend of risk, the S&Ps or Dow, and gold. They both in general have been trading up together. In fact, it's all been one market. Almost everything rallies together, and then the market inhales and things pull back together. Do you see that
Yeah.
in your work, that it's all one market and it revolves around the dollar?
I agree. Yes.
Is the dollar okay?
I
So
mean,
you're
I
looking for
look
a
at each
pullback.
market independently, of course,
Yeah.
and I do a lot of work. I do a lot of cycles on the CAOT data,
Yeah.
and I can share some findings or I can highlight some levels for some markets you frequently discuss, like the yen, the
Okay.
Australian dollar, crude
All
oil.
right, where are you at in US dollar yen? Because that's pretty tightly correlated with yields. So if we can
Yeah,
get
US
your
dollar. As you know, I was expecting a big decline from April down to 98, 99 level because I had professional distribution there. It stopped at 100, but it
yeah,
stopped exactly on a key date. And then the price structure was very interesting, and I was confident that this market was going much higher. So I was
right.
bullish throughout this move. I had a top target at 109.50, 111.50. We stopped at the middle.
Yeah.
It showed weakness. I'm not convinced we bottom yet. I'm waiting to see. So short term, it can bounce. It can go even lower. I think as long as we stay above 104, long term, we're going much higher.
Okay.
On
What if we went
yen,
to night? Why is 104 the line in the sand? Couldn't we have a panic under 100 and then have another bull move in the dollar after, just like everyone was so bullish a dollar a few months
yes,
ago?
we could.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well,
I
anyway,
mean, one thing I've learned from the market is never be certain for
everything can
anything.
happen. Right.
Yeah, and I want to highlight one market that I was working at last night, and that's crude oil.
Okay, let's see it.
Uh, I don't have a chart now on.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have a chart, but okay.
You might have to stop sharing and reshare to get a different chart if it's on a different screen.
Oh, okay.
And what kind of business model do you have? You're on X. Are you looking for customers? I know you manage family office accounts. Um,
Yes.
do you have a
Uh,
letter? Go ahead.
I'm a I'm preparing a website, and hopefully I plan to start in June a new market service where, yes, I will have a market letter.
Okay. All right. So tell me what we're looking at.
Crude oil.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay. We had a very strong sell signal here.
Yes.
So this pullback is normal. We could test these lows. These are very important lows, not just because they're side by side, but we had massive, massive buying here from smart money. If we break below these lows, which is possible, obviously we'll see some selling accelerate. I think that will be a massive buying opportunity, because any decline here, in my view, is part of a broader bear trap. And I would
even if we went to 62, which happens to be my target,
take it. We can go even to 48 or 50.
Okay.
That's
interesting.
That's normal. But I would highlight January's high. If we break out, watch out. We're going much higher. But for now, okay, we can pull back, but be careful. I think in the big picture, this is a massive bear trap.
Got you. All right. So oil could be one of the biggest plays for 2025, according to your work.
When we break
longs.
When we break that high.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And if we break the lows, you'd still be accumulating.
I would wait to see if it holds and it's a false breakout. If it drops down to the 50s or even the level you mentioned.
Yeah, it's not going to take out 62 is the low, right?
I don't see it any way this being a collapse.
I've been waiting for 62 even longer than waiting for $27 silver. Okay, so anyway, that really interesting stuff, man, and like your looks, and thanks for sharing some dates with us. We know the market's okay.
Thank you so much.
Gann doesn't predict. I know that Gann doesn't predict price, and you're talking about a high in the Dow. You gave us some targets. Do you have any upside targets in the S&P for where you think it could be in the fall, like you do in the Dow?
I haven't completed my cycle work, but yeah, exactly. That's where I think.
Is that it?
It could max.
Yeah. Okay. That's where everyone, I know, a lot of people
are it will depend when we make that high and what is happening in other things as well.
Yeah. Anyway, get this right. We're in a correction, and there's a good buying opportunity for the last hurrah in stock.
And pay attention also to the Japanese yen, because I think your friends, you like to discuss this market. Actually, if you have 1 minute, I want to show you one slide. Do you have a minute, Dale?
Yeah, sure. I got 4.
Okay, thanks. Oh, great. Shall I have to stop sharing again?
I don't know. Why don't you put it up and ask me? You're not. I'm still looking at the crude. So
okay, I'll change it now. Okay.
Okay, it's still crude. People are already thanking you.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate.
People could barely hear me. Yeah.
Okay, you should be seeing it now. Again, big picture. I'm not talking about minor moves here, as you can see. This is a weekly chart. Now I'm showing you something back from the 2020, 2022. Look what we had here. Again, I call this the blue accumulation. Of course, it went down, doesn't matter. Distribution, overlapping, and look what's happening here for many, many weeks.
Yeah.
Consolidation and successful retest of the accumulation area. So this doesn't mean it will go up. It could even fall down. But when you have successful retest, accumulation, and price breaks above a swing high, this is a very powerful signal for a prolonged move. And look what happened. This went through the roof. It went 160, I don't remember, 162 was the high.
Yeah. So,
So
where are you at on it now?
yeah,
Forget yesterday's newspaper. They're good teaching tools. Anything actionable in US dollar yen from where we are now?
sorry.
Anything actionable in US dollar yen now? With what it came off about 500 pips.
No,
You have
I'm
no
rather
trade.
waiting.
What are you
No,
waiting for?
I'm more focused on USD CAD now.
Okay, are you looking for a top?
There is a lot of selling there going from smart money. I know, I can see that. But I think this consolidation is part of a broader move that will take USD CAD much higher.
150?
Yeah, 147, 150, 149 especially.
Okay.
And for me, this is a tip off. Of course, it can pull back and come even 300 pips lower from here. That wouldn't change the big picture. But if the USD CAD fails to take up those highs at 146.7, if I remember correctly, that is very bearish for the USD, and probably the bears then would be right. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
Okay. Waiting is we get paid to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of patience, and it was great talking to
Yeah.
you. I'm glad our paths crossed, Panos. So
Thank you very much.
all right,
Thank you.
all right, and I'll get a hold of you on X, and we'll set up a date in April. See how things are playing
Thank you
out.
very much.
All right, Panos Papadopoulos, and you could follow him on X at Pan Palabar, PANPALOBAR. That's his X handle. And remember, everyone, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Could join the team on the Morning Edge in 15 minutes. And we'll see everyone tomorrow. Adios. And thanks again, Panos. See you
Bye.
again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone's thanking you. All righty.
Bye to all friends.
All right, follow him, guys. Follow him, Barry. See you later. Adios.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Forex Analytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.